We are about to embark on the best vacation ever. We are about to spend 12 days in Scotland celebrating our 5th anniversary and our debt freedom and success really over the last few years. And we decided that we want to document along the way and talk about the trip and what we're doing and just share for you guys, but also for us in the future. So this is step 1. Let's talk about the itinerary, what we're doing in Scotland, and of course, the budget. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allison with Baby Stepping to Freedom, and on my channel, I share all about the financial journey that my husband Aaron and I have gone through. We've paid off $125,000 worth of debt, we've saved up a $30,000 emergency fund, and now we're working on saving up for retirement and paying off our house. And because of those accomplishments, we are ready to celebrate. We have, like Dave Ramsey said, lived like no one else for years, and we're ready to kind of let loose a little bit. We decided that we wanted to take a big vacation for our 5th anniversary and to celebrate all of our accomplishments, and it's now. We've been planning, we've been saving, we are cash flowing an epic vacation. So before I get into all the nitty-gritty of our itinerary and the budget, I want to share a few disclaimers. First and foremost, this is the most money we have ever spent on any vacation. Honestly, probably all of the previous vacations combined is less than this vacation. And it's, I don't really feel like I need to justify it, but it's justified. We have had huge sacrifices over the past few years. We have made huge accomplishments in our financial journey, and it's time for us to live a little. And this vacation is us treating ourselves. It's honestly a little hard to spend this much money after what we've been through over the past few years, but we are ready to experience something awesome. Also, my second disclaimer is that none of this trip is travel hack. There's lots of travel hacking conversation within the community here, and we currently don't travel hack, so all of this vacation is paid for out of pocket. We are starting to see some of the potential benefits of travel hacking, but you can check out my video on why we don't use credit cards, and then also the subsequent video of ways we don't follow Dave Ramsey, aka we opened a credit card for this vacation. But up until now, we weren't really in a place to potentially travel hack. So we've cash flowed this whole vacation since finishing baby step 3, and actually during baby step 3 too, we kind of started putting a little money aside. Then we finished our emergency fund and we really went all into funding this vacation. So it's all been paid for in cash. So first, let's talk about the itinerary. So we will be in Scotland for 12 days, 11 nights. Our time will be split between Edinburgh and Inverness. So sometime in both places, almost about equal time in both places. We will be in Edinburgh for Christmas, and we will be in Inverness for New Year's, and then right after New Year's, we will be coming home. So our first stop will be Edinburgh, where we will be doing all kinds of fun things. We're staying at a super awesome looking hotel. It kind of looks like a castle. It's not a castle, but it looks like a castle. That's good enough for me. And while we're in Edinburgh, we're going to be doing all kinds of things. We're going to be doing an Outlander tour, of course, because I love Outlander. We're going to be doing some free walking tours. We're just going to do like a historical walking tour. We're going to do a Harry Potter walking tour because that's cool too. Also, while we're there, we're going to see The Lion King on Broadway. I know that that's something that we can do here, but who can say they've seen The Lion King in Scotland? Also, it's on Christmas Eve and there's really not a whole lot else going on, and we needed something to do, and I thought it'd be fun. So we're going to see The Lion King on Broadway. Also, during this time of year, they have a Christmas market, and of course, we're going to walk around the Christmas market, sip some warm mulled wine, some hot cocoa, look at Christmas decorations, and do whatever else you do in a Christmas market. I don't really know, but it's going to be so festive, and we will be there then over Christmas, and we're just gonna have like a super relaxing Scottish Christmas. We will be there for 6 nights until we pack up our things, and head up to Inverness for the next 5 nights. So on our way up to Inverness, we are actually going to be working with a photographer and doing a half-day photo shoot in the Scottish Highlands. So it was originally just like, let's get some really awesome anniversary pictures of us while we're in Scotland. And then it actually turned into, we are having a traditional Scottish hand fasting ceremony to renew our vows when we are there. So our photographer offers a hand fasting ceremony, which is like a Celtic ceremony that's for marriage or renewing vows, that kind of thing. And she included it as part of our photography package. So we're going to take some awesome pictures in like a ton of different locations in the Scottish Highlands. And while we're there, we're going to renew our vows. And it's just like, so sweet and so exciting. And we're going to do that on our way up to Inverness. So when we get to Inverness, we will be there for 4 nights, 5 days, and we are doing, of course, another Outlander tour because there's Outlander locations in Edinburgh and there's Outlander locations in Inverness. So we have to see all of them in both places. So another Outlander tour in Inverness, plus we're going to do a Loch Ness boat tour where we get on a boat, go around Loch Ness, learn about Loch Ness, go to the Loch Ness Museum. I don't know who can say they've like been on a boat in Loch Ness. Probably a lot of people, but not a lot of people that I know. And so I think it's going to be a really cool experience. Then we're going to go to the Isle of Skye, which is a full day trip outside of Inverness. It's a super scenic island off the coast of Scotland. And there's all kinds of things to see there. So we bought a tour that is going to take us out there. There'll be a tour guide that will talk about all the sights to see and take us to all the cool places. And then that's pretty much our time in Inverness. It's shorter than our time in Edinburgh, but it's a smaller town as well. So I feel like we'll get a fair amount of sightseeing done in our time there. So finally, we drive back down to Edinburgh for 1 more night before we fly out the next morning and come home after 12 days. It's like the longest vacation I've ever taken, first off, and the biggest vacation I've ever taken. I've gone international, but international like Canada and Mexico. I've been to the Caribbean, but I've never been anywhere across the Atlantic. So this is a pretty big thing for both Aaron and I. He hasn't been half the places that I've been, and definitely not this far. So we're both like super nervous, super excited, kind of know what to expect, but kind of don't know what to expect. And yeah, it sounds like the trip is really jam-packed with things. I have, of course, because I'm like way too like organized about things, a spreadsheet of our itinerary while we're there and what we're going to do on each day and ideas for each day. And even though it seems like a lot, there's still going to be a ton of time that's just like downtime. We're excited to go to like a Scottish grocery store and buy some Scottish groceries because why not? And it's fun to go like see what's different in these places. We're also just going to like relax in the hot tub at our hotel. We're going to eat at the restaurant at our hotel, sightsee, maybe go on a hike, those kinds of things. Just kind of fill in the time as we see fit. Maybe we'll just like sleep in and stay in our hotel for a while. That's fine too. But, you know, we'll definitely be seeing a lot of Scotland. So the plan is to vlog this whole itinerary. Now, with that being said, I've never vlogged 12 days, and it seems a little overwhelming to me. So I want to vlog some of it, but I also don't want it to interfere with the vacation itself. So stay tuned. There will be some sort of vlog situation coming out of this. It might be like multiple videos. It might be like one video with snippets of each day. We'll see. But the plan is to have some sort of video evidence for YouTube of this trip. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the budget. Of course, I made a spreadsheet for this, and the spreadsheet I think is pretty decent, and it talks about, you know, what we spent on travel and spending money, and there's a whole thing about food. So I'm going to actually take you to my computer. We're going to look at the spreadsheet itself and go from there. All right, so the budget spreadsheet is pretty busy. I'm going to zoom in to each individual table in the spreadsheet and talk about each one and how much we've spent so far and how much we're anticipating. But I'm going to start with our overall budget is right in the middle here. Oh, whoa. Here we go. Our overall budget is $9,000. So that's how much we're spending on this trip. Like I said, it's like the most we've ever spent. But $9,000 is our total overall budget right now. You can see what we've spent so far on the travel. We spent about $5,400 on the travel part. Activities about $1,800, and then that leaves us a remaining $1,700 for spending money and food. We think that that will be okay, but I don't really know what to anticipate. I'll talk more about the food part of it. I'm having a hard time planning for the food because I don't really know what to expect. But anyways, let's scoot over to the travel costs. So here's the travel cost. We booked through a travel agent who got us some smoking deals, and we basically booked it all at one time through her. So here are the costs, the hotels, we have a car rental, and then our airfare. We got travel insurance. I posted about travel insurance on my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, definitely go over there and read about why we got travel insurance and what our thoughts are about that. And then also we are going to be checking bags, and it's $25 per bag each way. So $100 total for that. So I don't anticipate the travel costs to be above and beyond what it is here. So I don't have anything else in there that's pending, but you can see all of these have already been paid. This is pending because we're going to pay at the gate, but we know we're going to pay it. So it's coming from our overall budget so far. So I'm going to scroll down to the activities and excursions. So as you can see here, some of them are paid, some of them are pending. Most of these we booked through our travel agent as well. And through this Viator website, but that's how we booked everything. The photo shoot is not through that. We've paid a portion of the photo shoot so far, but the overall cost of it has not been paid yet. We just paid a deposit. And then everything else is here. So we just kind of, like I said, we're kind of going all out. We're doing some expensive things that we wouldn't normally do, like spending $400 on a photo shoot. That's not really something we typically do, but it's something that we can really say is a super awesome experience and something that we can really look back on for years to come. So we have all of those things. And then down here at the bottom, I have other random costs. So other tours while we're there. I'm wanting to cushion the budget a little bit because I don't know what else is going to be there. I doubt we're going to spend another $400 on things, but it's basically a buffer because I know that there's like the Edinburgh Castle. I think if you want to go into the castle, there's an entrance fee. I don't know if we're going to go into the castle or not, so I don't want to put it on the budget. Except I kind of did. I want to have that as a buffer. So if there's little things that we want to do that cost money, the buffer is there. I put $400. I feel like that's way too much. So that's okay. I would rather have it be over budgeted than under budgeted. And then finally, I put tips. I know that tips aren't really like a normal, or they're not as typical in the UK as they are here, but a lot of these tours will have tour guides, and I know that there's somewhat of an expectation that you tip. So I did $200 for tips. Hopefully that's enough. That doesn't include like food tips. So food tips is included in the food budget. So that's the majority of the activities that we're doing. If we have anything else, it's going to be within this other random costs. Down here we have spending money, so $500 into spending money. I honestly don't know what we're going to spend money on when we're there. That's beyond activities and food/drink. I know, like when I'm there, I want to get a Scottish tartan. Like that's something, but I don't want to bring home a bunch of stuff. Aaron was originally wanting to get scotch while he was there, and then he found out that actually buying scotch in Scotland is more expensive than buying it here, and a lot of the things you can buy here. So also then you have to worry about like shipping home a bottle of liquor. So we might not actually end up doing that. But I did project $500 for spending money for little things that we might want to get, little souvenirs that we might want to get while we're there. Once again, over budgeted. That's okay. I don't know actually if that $500 has come. No. So the $500 is not actually coming out of this yet. I have it down here in our like remaining budget. So all of these numbers are there's equations throughout the spreadsheet. So for example, this number right here, the $1,200 cell, you can see is the sum of $1,700 minus H13, which is right here. So basically I took $1,700 and I'm minusing whatever else is projected here. So I was going to project our food budget, and then I got really overwhelmed because 12 days is a lot of days and a lot of meals. And I know that we're not going to eat 3 meals a day every single day. I started putting in just like a basic, like $40 for breakfast and $40 for lunch and $60 for dinner every single day. And it added up so fast. And then I was like, we're really not going to spend that much. Most days we probably won't even eat breakfast, or we'll like go grab a donut or something. So I decided to take the route of not excessively budgeting for food and just having a general overall budget, trying to be somewhat reasonable and go from there. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit to show the food spreadsheet. It's pretty detailed, but I'm hoping that we will be able to track while we're there. So basically, it has our itinerary where we are each day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and other. So if we stop and get like ice cream or something, that would go under other. My hope is that we will be entering in the costs as we go. So when we go out to dinner, we put that cost into the spreadsheet, and then we can track it and keep a running list of what we're spending, so we know where we are in the budget, and it's not like this big surprise when we come home. It's going to be pretty easy. We did this when we went to Nashville, and it worked out really well for us. So basically how it works is we have the cell that says where we're eating for breakfast. I was going to have a projected cost for every meal, and then I was just like, too overwhelmed. Forget that. But we will have the actual spent. This is fancy. So I figured this out through Googling how to do this. So basically when we're there, it's going to be in pounds, but our budget is in dollars. So I was like, how are we going to figure out what we're spending in pounds versus dollars? This is going to be confusing. The main thing is the food. So if we go out to breakfast on the 22nd, which we're not going to because we won't be there for breakfast, but let's just say we spend 23 pounds on breakfast that day. So it automatically turns it into pounds. And then, as you can see here, it converts it into dollars. And so that dollar amount will total down here at the bottom. The pounds will total too, but the dollars will total, and then this cell, the total in this cell populates up here to the total spent on food. So that way, as we're spending money, it converts it to dollars, and then it takes the dollar amount away from our overall budget. So that's how I'm hoping that we can kind of keep track of what we're spending, be a little mindful of what we're spending on food while we're there so we don't go overboard. But still, $1,200 is like a lot of money for food for 12 days. So I think it'll be okay. But I'm not going to do the whole projected thing. That's what we did for Nashville. It worked for Nashville, but that was 5 days. This is 12 days. In a different country, completely different. So when we're in Inverness, our hotel has free breakfast. So I did put that in just as anticipation. Hey, on this day, we're not going to be buying breakfast. But other than that, nah, we'll figure it out when we're there. So I think that's it. That is the overall budget. I'm hoping that this works out for us. A lot of it, the majority of it has already been paid. So what costs are remaining is just what we have in our savings right now. While we're there, we're going to mainly be using our new Chase Southwest card because it has no foreign transaction fees, and that way we don't have to worry about all of the fees that go along with international spending. We will probably use a ATM once or twice when we're there to get some cash out, but the majority of our spending, especially for food, will be through that Southwest card. So stay tuned. I don't know what the vlogging situation will look like, but make sure you subscribe so you can see all of it. I might even post it while we're there because there's going to be some days where we're not doing much. So subscribe to my channel if you haven't already so you don't miss any upcoming Scotland news. Thanks for watching this video and spending this time with me. I will see you next time.